Hello, hello, hello. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Today's Weather Tonight. Here, as always, I'm your meteorologist for the evening, Hudson, and welcome back to your favorite comprehensive weather forecasting show. I haven't been here in a couple days because the sun has been very active, and when the sun is active, I am active, and shit happens. You know, what have you been doing since April 1st? You've been having a Mercury retrograde type of time? Where you just like do all kinds of Mercury retrograde type of shit? What is that in the background but an earthquake I hear? I'm gonna go to Earthquake 3D right now. So while I was gone, there was definitely a earthquake in Taiwan like I predicted, based on the Dutch Sense earthquake forecasting school. We had a 6.1, a 6.0, a 4.4. All of these. Let me back it up a few days since I've been gone. Okay, I'll turn the rings down just a little bit. Okay. So. So we had several over here in Japan, but we also had so many here in Taiwan. We had so many earthquakes here in Taiwan. Look at this big fat stack of earthquakes. 4.9, 4.5, 5.0, 5.7, 5.9. Can I just look at all of the fat stack that I predicted earthquakes from? I'm just saying, I did predict all of these earthquakes using the Dutch Sense earthquake forecasting method. Look at this. We finally got our Taiwan earthquakes. I'm sorry, Taiwan. I didn't mean to put you in jeopardy. I just used the forecasting method that another YouTube scientist has been proving himself with. So it started with a 6.4, actually a 6.7. How do I back it up? There was a 6. Let me go into the 5 and greater magnitude so we can see just sixes. So we had a 5.7, a 6.4, and a 5.7 all in Taiwan at a very shallow magnitude, I might add. And then when we add in the other magnitudes, there's a lot more earthquakes. And I'm gonna go back to just 24 hours because in the hours I've been gone, look at all of the earthquakes that have happened. Just so many earthquakes have happened all throughout Central Asia, Western Asia, and Eastern Europe, as we continue on throughout the continents. We've seen a lot of activity here in South America, Puerto Rico, also all over the border of North Carolina and Virginia. We've just been waking up here in the Southern Appalachians, twos and ones all throughout the inflection point of. We've seen a lot of earthquakes throughout much of the North American continent, and not just that, through the North American Craton border edge. Shout out to Dutch Sense, who knows what this means and has been telling people since day one what the North American Craton means. Also, when I forecast, I am using Dutch Sense, the hashtag Dutch Sense TM model of forecasting earthquakes. That's my dad. That's my dad, dude. He's in charge of earthquakes. No, he's not in charge of earthquakes. He just knows what's up. Hi, Dutch. I love you so much. You're the best. Thank you for being a earthquake forecasting legend out here. 2.4 out here in western North Carolina, where I might add I live not that far away from. But okay. So technically, this was in Tennessee. This border's gonna show. Yeah. Okay. Technically, this 2.4 was in the New Madrid seismic zone. Let me zoom out a few more days. We also see a 3.0 up here on the West Virginia and Pennsylvania border. There was also a 2.8 a little bit south. So there was one here in Illinois and in Missouri. There was obviously still earthquakes here in West Texas and central Oklahoma and all over Southern California, but we know why earthquakes are happening there, don't we? Don't we? Alaska also getting their regular amount of swarms. 4.9 out here. That was the other day. On the 31st, on the Easter. Let's go back to the past 24 hours just to recap past 24 hours. Several here in Hawaii, 5.1, halfway between the Galapagos Islands and Ecuador. We had 4.0s over here in Puerto Rico. They are ramping up over here in Puerto Rico. Whoever makes earthquakes happen is really paying attention to Puerto Rico again lately. In South America, we got 4.9s, 5.0s, 5.1s, 4.9s. Let's keep going. Over here in the Pacific, we've got 4.5, 5.1. These are at all different depths. 212, 144, 171, and one of these has got to be deep, 0 kilometers. Okay. But they finally made their way over to the North Island in New Zealand. There was a 2.4 here in Australia, 4.9 here in the Philippines, 4.9 here between Western Sumatra and Java, 4.9, 4.4 here in Java proper, 5.0 down here on the border of the Antarctic plate and the Indo-Australian plate. We had 4.4 here in Iran, a 4.0 between Greece and Turkey, a 4.0 in Greece, and a 4.4 in Albania. We had, again, this doesn't have good data for Iceland, but they've been having their things as well. Speaking of Iceland, let's go ahead and take a look at what our Rearcast new lava flow map. Sangay in Ecuador is having an active eruption, and we've got some nice new surface flanks to view down here in Ecuador, of course. Let's take a look at all of our volcanoes today. There's a new lava flow map from Rearcast. Actually, I'm going to click on this better. Is it going to show me, or is it going to send me to a different page? It always sends me to a different fucking page. There we go. Average discharge rate of magma during 20 to 27 March was approximately 7.8 plus or minus 0.7 cubic meters per second, which is the highest comparable to the lava flow rate observed in the initial phase of the 2021 Galingadal eruption. So this is, these are both from Merapi and Sangay. Okay, this is the new lava flow extent map. And you can see here in the central section, there's really tall lava, like 16-meter plus lava flow cones. They fortunately have not broken through the defense walls, which is really nice, but also there are these pooling areas where there's a lower elevation, and that is opening up the opportunity for more of the lava to flow in and pool up and become spatter cones. So we're witnessing the birth of volcanoes right before our eyes, which is like really fucking cool, but also it would be scary if anybody wasn't protected by defense walls. Here's a great picture of Merapi in central Java. Some great off-gassing and pyroclastic flows being demonstrated right here. We've also got continued flow from Sangay volcano over in Ecuador. There's the southeastern chute giving us some gorgeous incandescent flows. Samiro, Santiaguito, Fuego, all still erupting. Ibu still in volcanic eruption state. Rearcast still erupting very, very actively. That's something that people did not expect. People did not expect this eruption to keep going, and yet here we are with a lava flow extent very large and keeping going. It's honestly, if you believe in the idea of eclipses, it makes a lot of sense that this area that started waking up during the October eclipse is going to keep erupting well into the time where we have the April 8th solar eclipse. The Sunukskir Crater Series is waking up for sure. Look at this shit. That does not look calm. That does not look like it's slowing down. They say eruption has subsided, but literally it has not subsided. I'm just saying. Let me go now to earthquakes. Wait, we already did earthquakes, didn't we? Who's the most recent? Over here in California, there was a thing. Let me go to atmosphere. I have to go to this screen capture because for some reason Radar Omega is not letting me export to OBS right now. So we had several days of very severe storms in the Midwest. Today we are at the end of that. Let's see. What do we got over here in Charleston, West Virginia? Power outages. Okay. Let's go to see. Let's do a. What if I did? How do I go back to? It's not letting me do what I want. I'm gonna quit Radar Omega and open it again. See if that works. Okay, now it'll let me. Now it's gonna let me do single site radar. Okay. So currently not seeing too much, but there have been very damaging tornadoes and hail and storm systems moving through the continental United States, so-called United States, recently. There was also a cold front that came through, and everybody definitely did feel it. I can vouch that the cold front did indeed make it colder. Let's go back to taking a look at our solar weather. I have to go back to a browser for that. Let's see. Let's take a look at our solar weather. So, have we seen any good solar flares? Okay, so on April Fool's Day, we did see a coronal mass ejection. That was a partial coronal chance. Not any big ones since then. There were some that had some really fast velocities, but in one direction that was not towards the Earth. Let's take a look at our solar flares. Really low. Really low. I identify with that. I get it. There have been coronal holes facing us and not much else. Look at how low the density is. Look at how low the proton density is. We have been very much in our sad girl era. We've been in a sleepy phase recently. Let's take a look at what the sun has looked like throughout that era. Obviously, looks like a lot of coronal holes and not many sunspot groups. Sorry, that's my phone. That's the noise my phone makes when it texts. Yeah, look at this giant black hole. This gaping, absolutely gaping hole. Blowing us. This big gaping hole is blowing us. That's what the sun is doing right now. Let's take a look at our planetary weather. Nope, that's not the link I meant. That one. Yeah. There we go. So our planetary weather, we have the sun in... Okay, shut up. We have the sun in Aries. We have the moon in Aquarius in a rough sextile to each other. We've got Jupiter making ever closer to the conjunction to Uranus. And we do have Mercury in retrograde right now. So that's a little bit why I haven't been talking to you guys for a minute, because it is hard to talk to people during Mercury retrograde, and sometimes you just want to reflect. Sometimes during Mercury retrograde, you just want to reflect and you don't want to try to have to communicate knowledge. That's where I've been feeling. Today we did have the Venus-Neptune conjunction. So if you are feeling like you need to dwell in your delusions and your dreams and your vibes of collective community creation of world building, that makes sense a lot. But we are about to move from the Venus-Neptune conjunction to the Mars-Saturn conjunction, and buddy, that's about to be a big ass change. God damn, we're gonna go from delusion to tearing down illusions. You know what I mean? Really rough. Really rough. Speaking of really rough, I don't have much else to say, so I'm gonna pull a card that always speaks for itself. Gonna pull from a deck that speaks for itself. cosmic weather. We do the card pulls for the cosmic weather. So, this one says, the main event isn't the destination, it's my joyous journey. I haven't pulled this one before, but I saw it and it popped out and I was like, I want to read this one. The main event isn't the destination, it's my joyous journey. You did not come forth seeking assignments to complete. You came forth for the reason to flow and to love and enjoy life. Even though you will return home at the end of any vacation, the idea of the holiday is not to complete it as quickly as possible so that you can check it off your list. The idea of your vacation and of this life experience is to have a joyful experience. What part of that resonates with you? It's not to get through the vacation. It's to value and dwell in the final victory of joyfulness. Uh-oh, did I say something that was a little too loud? Did I say things that were just a little bit not what everybody wants you to say? Well, the main event isn't the destination, it's my joyous journey. It's like playing a video game, being in this life. We did it not to feel escape, but to feel joyous journey. Do you play a video game to feel good the whole time? Or do you play a video game in order to feel the joyous triumph over a low stakes victory, conquest, plot, simulation? Is that why you chose to be here in a human body? Maybe you chose to be here in a human body because you're trying to have a little bit of escapism while you're learning your lesson for the higher plane. You know what I mean? Maybe. Okay. We'll play you out with some kalimba. that's what the that's what the vibes have to say to you tonight. That's what the kalimba wanted to say to you. Thank you so much for watching my comprehensive weather forecast. The kalimba is part of my speaking to you from the ether. I love you very much. Have a great night. Take care of yourself and each other. I love you very much. Goodbye. Bye.